25-minute demonstration today, and then I'm going to open up the last 5 minutes of the webinar to questions. So I just want to start by saying thank you very much for coming along today. Really appreciate this half an hour of your time. We're going to be talking about business intelligence for Sage, but I thought I'd just start off with a really kind of high-level overview about who are Panintelligence if you haven't heard of us already. We are basically a business intelligence ISV vendor. We're a UK-based company up in Leeds. My accent may say otherwise. But basically, our dashboard works in multi-sectors. So we work in education, we work in manufacturing, textiles, we work in finance, we work in fraud monitoring and transactions. And you can see some of the end users here along the bottom that use our dashboard currently. So the dashboard was originally built for the banking systems. Internally, we used Business Objects House, and we found it quite limited alongside Excel reporting. So we thought we kind of need a really easy to use tool that's quick to deploy. You know, it's very, very, very easy to use. There's no kind of technical training needed to come in and consume this information. But B, it had high security. So basically really controlling who sees what data and who does what with the data. And then number 3 is obviously performance. You've got the likes of Shell and Redeye, who are using hundreds and thousands of volumes of data are hitting the dashboard every single day, and the software needs to be able to cope with that amount of transactions coming in and out. So they were the key things. So you've got ease of use, security and performance. You might see here that we are the only certified BI product for the 200 market. This was a big pat on the back from Sage to say, yes, we do recommend this product if you're using Panintelligence for Sage 200, but we also are releasing next month a Panintelligence for Sage 50 dashboard as well. So kind of coming into the product, what is the solution? Now, this might fit in at the moment with some of the key words that you might be hearing going around saying this GDPR. If you're not aware of what GDPR is, it's a General Data Protection Regulation, which is coming out in May 2018. And what this means for you as a company and your businesses is really about data fraud, data breaching. So if you remember on the NHS a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about this big data breach and they're taking information out and everything went on lockdown. So basically with GDPR regulation in May, you have to report a data breach within 72 hours of it happening. And this could be just an old employee taking an Excel spread with your figures on out of the organisation. That is classed as a data breach. So you could be fined up to 4% of your company's annual turnover if you do not report a data breach. Well, how this works with Panintelligence is A, this is a direct data connection. So it basically means we live and sit within all your networks. We don't extract any of your data offline, which you might hear about, obviously, Tableau and Click and Power BI. They are extracting the data into their kind of data warehouse, their cloud system, and then they basically open it up as ports for you to pull that through. Well, we basically just come and sit in your network. We live within your information, which means straight away we're not extracting any of that data. But what we can also do as a solution is we can connect it to anything in your business and still it lives within your business. So for example, if you're using Sage, a CRM system, we can even connect up these Excel spreadsheets. You might have some other systems in there, maybe like a distribution system, document management. So any kind of database, it could be a SQL server sat alongside an Oracle server. But what you can do is you can take it one step further securely, is that you can allow your suppliers to come in and view information that they might be delivering for you in a secure portal. You can send reports to your customers. For example, they might want to see their monthly spending reports with you, by which product. You can send that securely so that they can't extract it out of the system. They just have it on their figures. And again, let employees come in and be able to get the data that they need out of the systems without knowing them. So for example, I work in sales. I do not need to know the main accounts package, which is Sage, which is the core platform and that holds all of the business's financial data. But what I do need to know is which of my customers have been invoiced and what are still opportunities which live in the CRM, but I need to know the amount that's been invoiced by Sage. So instead of relying on, say, an IT systems manager, somebody in the finance team to be running this report manually every single day and giving it to me, this dashboard just gives me the tools to log in and be able to compare multiple systems information without touching the underlying system. So you're acting basically as a layer that protects all the underlying information that's just left to these specialists like your finance team to do the Sage. But everybody else in the business can get that information out easily to do their job as normal. So you can do that no problem. So basically, it's a real-time database direct connection solution that connects to any database within your business. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop into the product. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So come into my dashboard. So first things first, it's URL driven, which means we're PCI compliant, so we don't hold or store any data on any device. If you're like me and you tend to leave your laptop in an office accidentally, nobody can get into your information. Everybody has a unique login credentials, and when they log in, depending on their credentials, depends what they see in the underlying system. So what you can do is literally lock down what users can and can't see, but also what they can and can't do within this software. And it's very easy to set this up. So I'm logging in as an admin user, so basically I can see everything within this dashboard. And everything that I'm going to show you today comes out of the box, so you get this as a starter for 10, just to kind of whet your appetite and say, oh, all right, well, we use that report now, so you wouldn't have to manually build that. So executive overview. So basically, this dashboard is aimed at kind of director management level. You know, how much money is in my bank account? You know, if you've got multiple companies within Sage, you can see them in one chart, in one view here. You might want to see, right, who are my top 10 product groups that are buying off me, and maybe start to compare different product groups. But then you might just want to say, well, who are my top 10 customers that are buying off me? And what you can do is use these link buttons here in the bottom. You can start to hover over and see, you know, festival homes. I might want to pop this onto full screen. So I just want to pop into full screen. You can see there's a little button here which says drill down. So I might just in particular want to drill down into festival homes and see exactly what these guys are buying off me. So now I've clicked down onto festival homes. It's told me all the products that they've bought off me. Let's then click down into range style for festival homes. So every time that you're drilling, it's telling you exactly what you're looking at. So you can grill to the granular detail. So I want to look at the top 10 customers. I want to drill down on a specific customer, on a specific product. And then if you've got multiple subcategories of products, so for example, you might have a cardboard box that you sell, but you sell it in multiple different colors. This takes all this into it. At any point in time, then you can drill back up to the top level. And you can slice and dice the data in many ways as you want. Little cross on the top right-hand corner. So there's loads of different things like drilling that you can do within the dashboard. But more importantly, you can see here there's a report on the bottom called Top 10 Opportunities. So very easily, we're able to consolidate multiple systems in one view. So every single report can be living somewhere different in your system. Coming to this executive overview, and let's just say we're going to go into sales analysis. So this is all touch screen. So no matter what kind of iPad, iPhone that you're on, it will start to resize the screens depending on what device that you're on. Fully mobile, so completely product agnostic. You can go on Samsung, you can go on Microsoft tabs, you can go on iPads. It works with all. But more importantly, we've got mapping within the dashboard, so you might just click on, say, a particular region, which is Northeast, or use these drop-down filters here. So you might just want to look at, say, Alan's accounts. In all of these little filters down here, are very easily built with product codes, analysis codes, stock codes, nominal codes, we don't care. And all you do is just hit apply. These filters then apply to every single chart on the screen. So here, Alan Ward, And you can see his region must be the Midlands. Yep, so sales Midlands, you can start to see on the scatter where his customers are. You can start to see his contribution to the cumulative turnover from his sales and what customers he invoices every single month. So loads of different bits of filtering that you can do, and at any point in time, you can hit reset straight up to the top level again. Easy as that. Easy as that. But like I say, we've got loads of different drop-down filters here. So the things that you can do with, say, monthly sales. We connect to any module within Sage 200, any version of Sage 200 we work with. We're completely flexible. As you can see here, I've got my nice new chart, but we've got these data tables as well. So if I just pop that onto full screen, what this monthly sales data table can show me is basically every single customer that I've got, that I've sold to, broken down by their account manager, and how much sales they put through every single month. And one of the key things with BI is saying, with reporting is, you know, I want reports to tell me what I know, that's good, but I also need BI to tell me what I don't know. So how easy can you see in an Excel spreadsheet that maybe a particular customer is not bought from you 1 month? How easy could you tell that? Is it live data? Do you know this? And that's what BI does. It highlights those exceptions in your data. It's giving you visual year-on-year comparisons here to show you, are you making more money as you go as a business, or are sales dipping? And this is the sort of information that you want to visually be able to see. So coming out of kind of your standard sales modules, I want to have a look in your kind of stock modules. And this is just an example of how it could work over warehouse management systems. So we've got this never bought analysis. So basically, I know I've got customers buying off me. I can tell you when they've last bought off me, that's not a problem. But I want to see customers who have never bought anything off me. So let's just pick a particular customer. Again, using these drop-down filters that slide in from the right. And all we're doing here is saying, I want to know in my database by this particular customer, every single product that they've not bought from me. So then you can go in and start to upsell. You know, I've got this in stock. Did you know about it? You know, it's a reason to have a conversation. So that's how easy it is. Or again, you can just reset the filter. Or if you've got a particular stock item that's sat in the warehouse that you want to shift. And for example, this is a latte cup. You just use the filter in again. There you go. And you can obviously then start to call these people up again and try and sell it. So again, this is all brilliant. It's all live data. As soon as something changes on the underlying system, it will change automatically in the dashboard. But what we can also do is we can always get the information out of the dashboard into Excel. So again, I've used these 3 little dots, hovered over this little export to Excel, and you can see how easy it is to get this report into Excel. Just let that open. It's waking up this morning. There you go. And there's your report. Nice and simple. Excel is a great tool, but one of the things that I come across all the time when I'm going out to visit customers is they've been so used to Excel reporting, it's just become habit. But I always ask people, you know, how long does it take you to build that Excel report? Are you writing all these formulas yourself? Is it only you that's checking it? You know, great, I've built it. I know exactly how it works. Okay, well, send that Excel report to your colleague, and then I'll go and ask your colleague if she fully understands everything on that report and how easy it's for her to absorb that information. So Excel is a great tool, but it's only as good as the information that goes into it. And if it's at a visual format that you can easily understand and then export it to Excel as you wish, then that's not a problem. But I always say Excel is, you know, it's a great tool, but if you're building formulas on it and you break a formula, the whole report dies, that breaks. And I know there's only 2 or 3 key people in our business who would know how to make all those complicated formulas, and I certainly wouldn't be one of them. So this is the kind of front end. So, you know, you're a basic user logging in, wanting to view, drill down and consume these reports. But then you've got your other type of user, which is your admin user. So I'm just going to click onto this spanner. And the admin user is the user who comes in and builds these reports. So you can build key reports for certain users. You can design dashboard screens and impose them onto users' dashboards. So when I log in, if there's a new chart on there, I know somebody's popped it on for me because it's important, so I better take a look at it. So this is just going to take us through to our admin portal here. It's the exact same dashboard. So you can see, obviously, we've got all the sales tabs in there that we've been on, and the sales analysis. Again, with the categories and the subcategories, you can have as many as you wish. Let me just let that load. So there's our report we looked at earlier on the screen. We've got a never bought analysis as well. But what I want to show you now is basically how easy is it to design these reports for myself, because there's no point taking on a piece of software where you're having to ring somebody every single week going, can you build that report for me? Or again, you start to have one person in the business that's a kind of champion. The idea of this dashboard is that users can come in for themselves and start to build reports. So again, this little toolbar that I've hit in the top right-hand corner, users can restrict what they can and can't do and what they can and can't see. So you can start to split the screens. And what you might do is you might go into your chart library and say, right, well, I maybe want a different report in this top right corner, and I might want something from CRM. So all I'm going to do here is drag and drop, and you can see how easy it is to tailor your screens, or come into the toolbar and go into this create new chart icon. So just to reiterate, you've got your basic users that can come in, they can view, they can drill down the data, they can export the data, but they just can't build reports. So chart explorer window, so you can see all of your different connections to your dashboard, and these could again all come from different data sources. You can look down and you've got all of your objects from Sage. But in terms of chart building, it's a really, really easy drag and drop methodology. The Lego brick goes to the Lego brick, or you can use these search filters here. And all you do is the orange blob goes to the orange blob, and you drag and you drop. So this is then telling me my invoices by sales, but you might say, do you know what? I just want to have a look at region instead. And the usability of this dashboard is just dragging and dropping. You know, I want to have a look at this. Yeah, this looks good, but we have, you know, field service engineers or salespeople that cover all these territories. So to me, that really doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to stack it, and then I'm going to pick this account manager here to stack it by. So again, I just drag and drop this into the top right-hand corner. So that's a little bit more useful. So then we might want to drill down. So that little arrow that lived in the top left-hand corner. So you might just then want to go and have a look at your chart types again. And all you're doing is dragging and dropping. There's no formulas that are needed. All of these data objects come from your data that we plug the dashboard into. This all sits within your network. We take nothing out. So let's again, go on to our drill path. Let's go on order number, product that we're selling, and again, how much we sold it for. Drag and drop that. EBS webinar. Give it a save. And there's our report that pops up on the screen. So again, straight away, if you've got any filters on the screen, it works automatically with it. Automatically out of the box, no configuration needed. So you can see here, I've just used my existing filter that I've got on the screen. And again, you can do filters on the fly. You can literally drag and drop here. And I've got filters that have come up onto the screen now, looking at particular years, 2015, and a particular month for July. I'm hoping there's some data in here. There we go. Very, very, very easy to do. At any point, hit reset, and you can take off those filters on the fly. So it's a really easy to use tool. It's not difficult to get all these filters built. As you've seen, you can drag and drop one on the fly. But let's go back to our original chart. So I'm going to pop it onto full screen. Again, all these different types of filtering that you can do, zooming at a particular area, all that. So I've zoomed in on this particular region now. There we go. I'm going to go with Northeast. So I'm going to drill down into Susan May, who looks after the Northeast. So let that just drill down. And there's our report that we've just built. Really, really easy. Again, you can filter on these reports, or you might say, I'm going to email this directly to the sales team and just say, well done, guys. Great month. There we go. Pick my users of the dashboard or freehand email addresses. Again, if it's a freehand email address, we'll see everything in the report. But if they're a user of the dashboard, it will basically pull back each individual row of data that the account managers are not allowed to see. So it's completely user-based security. Or we can go into the automation side. So now this knocks it up a step. We take it into workflow. So we can say, do you know what? I don't want to have to go in and manually run that report every single Monday. It's doing my head in. Every single Monday, it takes me an hour to run a report. Go into the little configure schedule icon. And all you do is you go every day at Monday morning. I'd say, let's pick a time, hopefully not 2 a.m. in the morning, but 8 a.m. sounds a little better. On a Monday, I want to send this report to these users, and what this will do, because you've built the report once, you've applied the security restrictions, it works in real time, this will just keep bursting it to the users of the dashboard at 8 a.m. every Monday morning. It will always be the most up-to-date live data. And then that's it done. You will not have to build that report again. It will just keep updating itself. So that's the kind of reporting element of the dashboard. What we do is sit one-on-one with the report designers and show them how to do it, but simple drag and drop methodology. And just to relate back to the GDPR that I was saying earlier, we have a full auditing tool within the dashboard, so you can actually view just in terms of usage as well. So if you built this particular report here, and you thought it would be really important, everybody wants to view it, you can actually go in with the auditing tool and see how many people have clicked on the report, who's read it, who's exported the data, who's emailed the data out, who's scheduled the data. So you can start to see whether that report that you built is being used. And if it's not being viewed in the dashboard, you might want to edit it and see if it gets more users viewing it. So you can absolutely view all of your activity within this dashboard. So just to round it off, I've showed you the front end, which is for your basic users coming in. We've got the admin area that can build all these reports. But what we can also do is wallboard the software. So if you ever go into EBS's offices, I'm sure Laura will gladly show you around, explaining all of her dashboards, which each team has a dashboard on their wall. So Laura can walk into support and see if one of her customers has logged an issue that day and where it's at in the support team's dashboards. So EBS are a perfect example of how to use our software internally and how it's made a massive difference to guys. They've also won our EBS Panintelligence Reseller Partner of the Year last year. These guys rolled out the most sites. They've given us some great feedback into the product and really kind of helped our product roadmap of, you know, what their customers would benefit from in this dashboard. So a lot of these reports have come from some of the installs that EBS have done. And obviously, please go into their offices and see their wall boards. So that's how easy it is to wall board. And you can obviously pick which categories and which charts that you want to see on there. The last thing I'm going to cover before I open up for questions is just basically the security. Very, very easy to use. You can just drop down on your users, double click on Jim Brannan, for example. And I just want to show you exactly how it's set up. So you can literally just pick, untick or tick boxes of what you want them to be able to do. If they're a disgruntled salesman working a notice, don't let them copy any data to Excel because you know what they're going to be doing with it. Again, if I just scroll down here, you can see when they log on, you can see these categories and it's locked down to the region of London and to his particular customer, which is A56 Plumbing. So that is the dashboard. It's a whistle-stop tour. But please try our cloud demo environment, which is www.try-pi.live. And this is a cloud demo environment built on Sage. And all you have to do is pop your email address in, and you can come in and experience the software for yourself. Come and have a little play about with it after the demo. You know, see exactly what it can do for you. If there's any other questions, please contact your account manager or get in contact with myself. It's not a problem whatsoever. We do have a really good case study with one of EBS's existing customers called Mondotica. They do eyewear, and basically they stock out boots, Specsavers, anything like that. Pardon me, I've got a cold. It's Cass Kidston and Ted Baker sunglasses. And this screen that I've got on basically just shows how we've helped them. They've got multiple companies on stage. They were a company that grew so fast that the reporting wasn't keeping up with it. And with multiple companies, they all had their different way of reporting, or the dashboards allowed them to implement one standard way of reporting. So every single company does the reports in the same way. But more importantly, is this building stronger relationships with customers and suppliers. These guys are key to your business being a success. If you can't look after them and feed back the information that they need, they are going to start to doubt. So basically, Mondotica have been allowed to automate all of their reports on supplier spends and margins straight back to Cass Kidston and Ted Baker of how they're selling their stock. And straight away out of the box, we don't work with cubes. We don't need your data to be in any particular way. We can literally just connect up the software and plug it in over. So I am now going to just breathe for a minute, and I'm going to ask for any questions. So if you have any questions, please pop them in the question area of the GoToWebinar, and I'll give the last 2 minutes for questions. So a regular question that I get just to kick it off is, how long does this take to install? Well, if you're looking at just connecting it over your Sage software, so that would be installation of the software, building some key reports, and then doing a bit of end user training, we'd say 3 days services. And that would get you your dashboard out of the box, connected up to your data. Is there any other questions? So yeah, if you have got any questions, please type them into the question box. I am just going to try and unmute you, Laura. There you go, Laura. You should be able to speak now if you just want to finish this off with any follow-up.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining again. Just reiterating what Jade said, thank you for your time. And thank you as well, Jade. That was a great insight as well. Really, just to reinforce what Jade said about our dashboards, it's been a complete game changer for EBS over the past 12 to 18 months in terms of, we obviously do the Sage side and we've got the hardware side of the business, and we've really been able to focus on our customers' needs just from this dashboard, obviously seeing if there's any ongoing problems with Sage support or hardware support, and really focusing on what those issues are. So for an account manager, it's absolutely fantastic in terms of really being able to see your customers' needs and their pains. You know, in other teams as well, obviously part of the sales team, it's great. Real sales atmosphere in terms of being able to see your targets daily, going into the dashboards and sort of really working together as a team to get that number up. So as I say, it's really helped EBS grow our business simply from using this dashboard. So as Jade said, I'd go on to TryPie, have a look and have a play, and obviously myself and Richard Bates are here to answer any questions, or if you do want to quote or to discuss this further, obviously we're here to discuss that with you. So no, thanks again, Jade, really appreciate your time. And thank you everyone who has been on.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, guys, everybody will get a follow-up email tomorrow with the full recording of the WebEx if you want to share with any colleagues. We'll be putting the Mondotica case study, which is EBS's customer, on it, and we'll put a link to the TryPie environment. So that's it. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.